I first heard of Avanesyan destroyed Josh Kelly.
Well, if you go for the ring rankings, and Avanesyan's number 6.
Who I've heard of bout Ennis, he's a bit of a knockout artist.
He's a good boxer.
Big fights out there. Obviously, I don't think he'd get the Crawford fight.
No, Avanesyan's a good fighter, so it's a good test. It's not like an easy fight.
Boxing, professional boxing, have an age limit?
No, because some people can carry on longer than others. Welcome back to BoxCast. In this episode, we are going to discuss the upcoming fight on July the 13th between Jaron Ennis and David Avanesyan at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia.
Run by Matchroom Promotions.
Yeah. And this one will be on, in the UK, it'll be on DAZN, and I believe in America, the US will be on DAZN as well. Shall I do a tail of the tape? Right.
The tape of tail.
The Ennis is 31-0. So he's had 31 fights, 28 knockouts, and he's aged 27. He's a 5'10", which is 178 centimeter height. He's 74-inch and 178 centimeters reach. It's welterweight, so it's 147 pounds, 66.7 kilos, and he's got an orthodox stance. And David Avanesyan is 31-4 and 1 a draw. He's 35 fights, so 18 wins by knockout. 35 is his age, and he's 5'8", 173 centimeters, 68.5-inch reach, 174 centimeters. Again, it's 147 pounds weight, and he's orthodox too. And I was just going to say, so he's had 35 fights, 31 wins, isn't it?
Who?
That's wrong.
That's very, very wrong.
30 wins. Yeah, you can't add up. So 30 wins, 4 losses and 1 draw. And he's been stopped twice. What do you think of this fight? Obviously, Ennis has the chance now that Mr. Crawford, Sir Crawford, has moved up to a division.
He technically hasn't yet, though, has he?
Well, not quite, but he will be in August.
Crawford's fought Avanesyan himself.
Yeah. That was, I think, Avanesyan's last fight.
Yeah.
6th round knockout, if I remember.
Yeah.
Avanesyan was quite good in that.
To be honest, I first heard of Avanesyan in the UK, and he destroyed Josh Kelly.
Yeah.
And I mean, destroyed him. And at that time, Josh Kelly was like the next big thing.
Well rated, yeah.
And Avanesyan just absolutely obliterated him.
He's a good boxer.
He's just non-stop pressure.
Yeah.
So this is going to be, I mean, it's going to be a good little test for...
It's a good test of Ennis's level, Boots' level, because... well, if you go for the ring rankings, Crawford's still number 1, Spence Jr. still number 2, and Boots is number 3. And Avanesyan's number 6, so he's no monkeys on that,
It just shows though how
but
old
obviously he's beaten by Crawford.
That list is, because, like I say, Spence hasn't fought, Avanesyan hasn't fought in how long? Yet they're still in the top 10. Come on. Sort it out.
Well, no, Avanesyan, but obviously Spence is not fought and he's a thing. But obviously both of their losses, well, Avanesyan's had more, but last loss was against Crawford. Spence's last loss was against Crawford. So, Crawford is the king of that. I think a fair amount better than everybody else, I think.
I think this is bout Ennis' first fight under Matchroom. I think. Don't hold me to that. Might be wrong. Correct me if I am. But Eddie Hearn is absolutely raving about him.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you assume the other two out the way, then he's top of that list, really, isn't it? Because Crawford's going up.
His knockout ratio's superb, isn't it? Bout Ennis.
90%.
28 knockouts. All right, you got to look at some of the opponents, but some of them are beaten everyone that's been put in front of him. Can he stop Avanesyan? I think it's a big statement if he does. He'll need to. It's in front of his home crowd. Obviously, Avanesyan's a replacement because he was due to fight Cody Crawford. I think Avanesyan's a better. I think this is a better fight. To be honest,
a tougher fight than Cody.
I was
Crawley.
I was a little bit more excited.
Cody Crowley, I think.
When this fight was, I was like, "Whoa, okay."
No, Avanesyan's a good fighter, so it's a good test. It's not like an easy fight. You've got to show it's an opportunity for him to. Is he a real, the next king of welterweight, or is he?
It's Crawford's fight. Avanesyan's last fight wasn't Crawford. It was Ambamo, where Ambamo retired. But
real fight was against Crawford, which he lost. So
and he beat Shane Mosley.
So
if you look at Avanesyan's record, all right, it's. I'm going back to like 2016, 17. He's beat Shane Mosley. Obviously,
he's got good opposition.
He was very old. Lamont Peterson won on points against Ambamo, and then he's beat him again. Josh Kelly.
Yeah, this is wrong then, isn't it? It's saying his last fight was on December the 10th, 2022 in Omaha against Crawford.
20th of December 23, mate. 20th of December 1923.
That one's a bit older.
2023.
Let me get the...
This is a good fight. I like to say, I think people who have heard of Boot Ennis know he's a bit of a knockout artist. But the question that they'll be asking is, who's he fought? Because that's all you ever get when you get someone with a high. Oh yeah, but who's he fought? He has fought some good opposition. He's going to get pushed on now. So I think if he comes through this, he's got massive fights after this. You look at Barrios, who's the WBC champion. Keith Thurman, who's still, all right, he's not there, but although, am I right in thinking? And just bear with me 1 second, because I read something quite disturbing. That Pacquiao was going to be fighting.
He is, because he was supposed to be doing an exhibition match, but haven't they changed that he's fighting one of these? It might be Barrios.
Yeah, was it for the WBC? I'm sure it was.
Go, make your point and I'll set you up.
Yeah, if that's the case, that's another topic completely. But Jaron Ennis, if he wins, big fights out there. Obviously, I don't think he'd get the Crawford fight. Could get the Errol Spence fight. Like I say, it's Keith Thurman. Conor Benn, although would Eddie Hearn put him up against Conor Benn? Because I don't think he would.
As much as I'd be crying if Loma lost, if Pacquiao won a 45 world title, you'd be like, calm me down.
Oh, wow.
There is talks, Pacquiao versus Barrios for the WBC title.
Yeah, I think the WBC have now, I am...
To be fair, Pacquiao sells more tickets than any of these,
right,
so it would be a huge fight.
I'll quickly make a quick comment on this. I am the biggest Manny Pacquiao fan there ever was.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point of when he lost to Ugas, I actually did cry. When he lost, I forgot what the Australian guy that he got robbed on, I actually punched my telly when he declared the points victory and had to go out and buy a new one. The WBC should be ashamed if they're making him the number one contender for the WBC belt. I'm sorry, but that is wrong. And it just makes you... when these young lads are fighting, scraping pennies together so that they can get in the gym, hire trainers and stuff, and finally get into the top 10 or mandatory positions, they should be given the shot. And it would make you go, what's the point in being a mandatory with the WBC if they're bringing out Manny Pacquiao, who's 45 years old, hasn't fought in God knows how long, to fight.
We're supposed to be doing an exhibition match for 3 rounds.
I'm sorry, it's just...
And they've made it into a...
It's not right. And don't get me... Pacquiao will still most probably take out...
a fair few of these.
A fair few of the top 20.
45.
But... I don't agree with it.
I agree with you. I think they should be given a chance to bully the guys.
Quick question off
topic. But you can understand why they've done.
Yeah,
but
quick question off topic. Should boxing, professional boxing, have an age limit?
No, because some people can carry on longer than others. But I think if a person's like retired, well, not like a Shakur retirement or one of these new retirements, but actually retired, where he's not, really boxing, I think then it should be like no. But the thing is this, it's got to be, you got to put it on the, what is it called, the commissioning body or whatever, to say. The problem they've got is that, Pacquiao's going to sell the tickets, they'll sell the fight, it's huge. So they're against greed, against fighting somebody else. So, yeah, I agree with you. I wouldn't make that. I think there's enough contenders in that division that we should be having fights between
I don't think...
but none of them are as big a name as Pacquiao.
No, I don't think it sells as much as you think it does anymore. Maybe if it had been 3 or 4 years ago.
It's not going to be as big as like when he was obviously...
No, obviously not. But no, even now, I don't think people are... I think boxing's moved on from Pacquiao and Mayweather now. Mayweather wouldn't sell the tickets anymore, I don't think. Mike Tyson did. There was a lot of the talk with the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, and that was only because everyone wanted Jake Paul just to get knocked clean out, and they were hoping Tyson was going to decapitate him. But I don't think... I think a lot of people will be with me on this, and I don't think they'll think it's not good for boxing. Especially to come straight back and fight for a world title. Like I say, and there's...
Pacquiao's had all his world titles.
Yeah, but there's a lot of fighters there.
Yeah, that they should be doing that.
To be honest, I'd be more excited about... Ennis,
Yeah, I'm more excited about his versus Avanesyan, because I think that's a really good fight.
And I wanted to get that point across. Ennis, he's a big power puncher, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's a good boxer.
Is Avanesyan made for him with that come forward style? Ba-ba-bam.
He's a good counter puncher, so yeah. It's a good test. You would expect Ennis to get through it, I take it.
Avanesyan's got nothing to lose, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he's a tough test. And if he's the real Avanesyan, I think it's a good fight for him to show where he is in that. Is he really there? Because he can't really afford to lose.
He was a very avoided fighter, Avanesyan, for a while.
Yeah, because he's tough.
He's
got a pressure style and he's tough.
Yeah,
and
he was just
easy.
One of them fighters of like...
Crawford's that good.
I don't want to go into that.
Well, his losses are only against like
top tier.
Lamont Peterson, him.
No, he beat Lamont Peterson.
Or did he beat Lamont Peterson? Who did he lose against? He beat Mosley as well, didn't he?
Yeah. He beat Lamont Peterson and Mosley. So, he is...
Okay, right. I'm not going to say the name the guy got beaten by. It looks like let's see where he's from. Lithuanian name.
Yeah, I mean, Josh...
Egedicius Kavalauskas.
Yeah, I mean, Josh
something
Kelly,
like that, anyway.
Josh Kelly didn't want anything to do with him afterwards. There was no rematch or talk of a rematch or anything. I think it's going to be...
quite a good resume, isn't he? And then the other one must have been early on, yeah. So it's an early on loss. So if you take that out, then no one on here, it's got... He had a draw against Kazayev, but again, that's early on. And then he's just win most of it. Lamont Peterson on here, it's got as a loss. Unanimous decision.
You want box rec?
No. Yeah, box rec. But it was close. It's 116,
Oh, sorry,
112,
yeah, he did.
115, 113, 112, 116.
I'm sure that said win before.
Yeah.
Yeah, 112, 116.
But then Mbomo, the guy, he beat on points, and then he's got the loss by knockout. But that guy was quite good. But why haven't we seen, where is he now? Has he been beaten? 24 for 2-1. Who's he lost to? Oh, Virgil Ortiz Jr. and Crawford, obviously. Yeah, okay. So he has lost against bad people. So yeah, that's a good fighter. And Crawford, obviously, which is no shame in that. Crawford's is amazing. And then Mbomo, you're right. He's had a fight against, but it's only 6 rounds. So yeah, he's only counting real fights.
No, I think...
so yeah, he's a tough test. Tough nut. He's a pressure
this
style.
Is one
he's a good
for...
boxer.
Yeah, it is. But I think...
And Boots has got to win and then show. And then it's the style of the win.
Yeah, he's got to win in style.
Yeah,
he really has got to win in style.
He's got to win first, and then it's got to be in some show where he is. And I think then you're making that statement to say, yeah, I'm here now. I'm going to take on this division.
And I think if he do, like I've said,
and I think this still raises, if you can do it in style and get him out of there, or even on points, but do it in style, I think it makes...
No, I don't think he can go to points. I think
he's not usually going to points. He's got to go for a knockout, really, isn't he? 90%. Yeah. He's want to maintain his record.
He goes on to bit huge things after this, I think.
Yeah.
Like I say...
Anyway, you can see Avanesyan winning? Only if Ennis has been the hype job.
He's a rugged old dog, isn't he, Avanesyan?
Yeah.
He's going to be in the fight.
He's a good boxer.
He's going to be in the fight.
It's basically, you've got to do the same. He's going to become a forward and he's in the fight. Like Crawford did. He was actually, you could have counted on points, but Avanesyan might have been ahead. It's just Crawford works you out, and once he worked him out, bang, that's it, end of. And Ennis really has to do something similar.
I think what Ennis will do is establish power really quickly. And if he can do that, it might stop Avanesyan.
Just stop him coming forward as much.
And I think
it's going to be a counter. So it will be coming forward even with power. Unless he establishes real power quick and then puts him on the back foot. I think it will be Avanesyan come forward as Ennis's counter.
I think Jaron knows he's got to put on a performance.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to put on a performance. But it's in his hometown. I think the crowd will be right behind him.
Like what you're saying, he'll want a KO. But I think he can do that.
That could be a downfall, though, if he starts looking for a knockout.
The pressure, Avanesyan is dangerous.
If he starts looking for it straight away, and Avanesyan can punch as well.
Yeah. Avanesyan's a great boxer. It's whether the pressure gets to him or not, because you're stepping up to the big stage now. If you want to be the man in the division, you've got to show you can cope with that as well, and deliver the performance. But, he's had 31 fights and he's got 31 wins. He's got a good knockout ratio. He should step up.
I think he'll have a couple of little uncomfortable moments in the first few rounds. And then he'll knock him out. And I'm telling you now, if he knocks him out quite quickly and say maybe in like the 4th round, I swear Eddie Hearn will be out there calling out Crawford, saying that this guy's better than Crawford.
Oh, he will be.
I am telling you now.
I think he's going to be there.
I'm telling you now, he's going to be going, he will knock Crawford out, he'll do this. Or me. Oh my God, it's just come to me.
Go on.
It's just come to me.
I like it when you get some inspiration. What is it?
Just come to me. Ennis wins. Crawford wins. It's over in Saudi, Riyadh season.
Only thing is Crawford's gone 154 now, so...
I think he could come back down.
I think he could, but I don't know if he's going to for him, because he's already...
That's what's going to happen. You've heard it from me.
Yeah.
What I say goes.
I think Crawford's after undisputed in the 3rd weight division. I don't think that's the fight. And to be honest, you could see why they want it, but do you think he beats Crawford? I don't think any of them beat
Right,
Crawford.
there's a time.
I mean, Crawford is getting on, but I don't think that's still...
There's a time. I'm a big Crawford fan. He's still in my top 4 pound for pound. There's a time when that father time catches up with you and it waits for no one, and it just comes on you like that, and you won't know when it comes. It'll just come, and that is my worry with a few of these boxers.
Yeah, I think
the
there's
likes
a few
of
getting to the end.
Usyk and Crawford.
Well, the thing is, Usyk's completed the game. I don't think there's really anything more for him to do.
No, it doesn't
It's
matter.
only because he's got the mandatory rematch.
Yeah, no, it's nothing about that. It's just that you don't know when it happens. It just happens.
Yeah, but that's my point. If I was Usyk, I'd just go into retirement. There's no point fighting anybody else.
They're not going to, though.
There's not enough money and thing in it to make it sense. The biggest fight would have been a Joshua, and he's already fought him twice.
And it'll happen.
Fury only because they've already had the rematch clause, I think, is the only reason he's there. I think if that wasn't in there, I think he'd retire. There's nothing to do. Why would you carry on?
No,
he doesn't need the money.
I get that. But what I'm saying is they don't know it's going to happen. It just happens.
Yeah.
And then it becomes...
Don't think it's happened to Usyk yet. I don't think it's happened to Crawford yet.
If you look back, then this is what happens, is they get beat and they think, oh, it was just an off night. So they carry on. And then they get beat again and again and again and again, and they can't accept that Father Time has caught up. It happened with Roy Jones Jr. He's a prime example of it.
I don't think Usyk is that way-minded. I don't think Crawford is well. I think they know, and then there's the last few fights to make real money.
They might know, but when it first happens, they won't know.
Yeah. And it's not going to happen against Ennis.
You
He still
know.
beats Ennis backwards, forwards, whatever way.
You don't know.
Ennis is not as good as Crawford, even with his age advantage. I think if Crawford stayed and they were fighting in this fight, I think Crawford wins.
Possibly, but
I don't think Ennis is good. I don't think he's as good. He's not.
I think Ennis can go.
Crawford is.
I think a good fight for Ennis.
But it can end if it carries, if it's later.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if I was Crawford, there's nothing for him to gain in fighting Boots Ennis. The only Boots Ennis wins. He doesn't win anything.
There is nothing for him to gain.
Yeah.
I think.
So I think Madrimov and Co makes more sense, and then clear the division.
No, I think it.
Clear the undisputed in three weights.
I think a better fight for Boots Ennis after that, if he wanted a big name, would be Errol Spence.
Yeah, I think that's the guy to fight.
Whether that'll happen, I don't know. I mean,
the problem with Spence's again is weight problem, isn't it? So that's what they're saying. That was his issue against Thingy.
But if you're saying this, get out the division.
Well, he is. He's trying to get a fight versus Fundora, isn't he?
Yeah, just get out the division straight away.
I think it's all the others, and that may be the issue for him as well. That there's no huge names in it. Then, like we said, there's the
it's got to be bad if they're bringing bloody Pacquiao back.
Yeah. Then it is like the Barrios, Avanesyan, and then a couple of the upcoming ones, Norman Jr., and then there's a few others in there, isn't it?
But
the guy who's supposed to fight, Cody Crowley, who's 22-0. So, and
that
then
could
Avanesyan's
happen
basically
again.
the next one in the list. So yeah, there's those, and then it's really, for Ennis, it's really unifying and then undisputed.
I mean, he hasn't picked up a belt yet, though, has he?
Well, he is the champion. He's defending, even though he hasn't picked it up. The IBF World.
Yeah, he's the IBF interim, isn't he?
Well, I think he's the IBF champion now, isn't he?
I'm not too sure. We'll have to check on that. I think he's interim.
Well, I thought that, and then I've looked at it, and then he is the IBF World welterweight champion.
Oh,
they've
they
given it
moved
to
him
him
up.
because they've taken off Crawford, isn't it, to get him on.
Right, okay.
Obviously, you know Eddie's been at work. So, and then Crawford's
But
obviously
if Avanesyan
WBO,
wins this...
But then there's Brian Norman Jr. is the interim. And then you've got Mario Barrios,
WBC.
who's the WBC one. And then there's Crawford is the WBA. But again, there's the names. Imantis Stanionis, I hope that's correct, who's the WBA. Well, they call it World, isn't it? But below the Super World. So he's the next in line.
The regular.
Yeah, he's the regular champion. So he's really the one probably going to go up in there. Barrios is the one in WBC until Pacquiao beats crap out of him. Pardon my French. And then Boots Ennis is in IBF. And then, so he is.
It wouldn't surprise me actually if maybe if Boot wins...
I think Crowley was the contender for it, isn't it?
If Boot wins, it depends on mandatories and things like that, but Eddie Hearn could be calling out Barrios. Maybe have a little chat with Mr. Sullivan from the WBC presidency. Yeah. I mean, he's going to call out everyone. He's not... I'm telling you, and I mean everyone in that division. He rates him that highly, and he'll fancy him against anyone. But if Avanesyan wins, we'll have to wait and see. It could be a rematch, or does Avanesyan get... I don't know.
Destroy Eddie's dream. Eddie Hearn's dream.
Well, Avanesyan's
got a chance of winning. He's like you said, he's avoided in most of this. It's only really the big names who fought him, and then to do him properly, it's only really Crawford, isn't it? So, yeah, I think he's got to get the performance, and if he doesn't, then I think one of the others has to step up to take that division, isn't it?
We will find out.
Yeah,
but it's not going 12 rounds, this fight.
Yeah. Although against the contenders, because I was just looking up, there's another Ukrainian, isn't it? I didn't even know about Karen Chukadzian. I'll have to get that pronunciation checked with my pronunciators, Chukadzian. But we'll edit it in the in the edit. But he had a fight against him. He's the second rated by the IBF, behind obviously Boots Ennis as champion, and it was a 12 rounder, although pretty one-sided. 120, 108 across the board, and that was interim welterweight.
Yeah. All right, make your prediction. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Shall I go?
Go on then.
Boots to win by round 8 KO.
8.
I think he's going to take time. I think Avanesyan is a tough fight.
Okay.
But I think he'll work him out, get on top, and then somewhere or other catch him with a counter punch. Or a few counter punches, depending, because Avanesyan is quite tough. But he'll get him out of there, I think. I think he has to.
Okay. You're wrong.
Yeah, I know, but can I write it down online as well? 8th round KO. Go on then, what's yours?
4th round, Ennis, boom. Fight over.
4th round.
And I'm going to say it's going to be one of them scary knockouts.
Okay.
That's my prediction. One of my little predictions. One of them knockout KO of the year contender. Catches him flush, clean on the jaw, boom, fast asleep, snoring.
Eddie, I hope you're listening.
Eddie,
we need to be invited to some of these.
Yeah. I think it'll be round 4.
Okay, so 4th round and 8th round. Yeah. You've written them down as well. Okay.
But I do like Avanesyan. I think he will for the first couple of rounds, cause him a few problems.
Yeah, I think it's going to take. I think it's going to take him a few rounds to work him out, get him there.
I think after that.
I mean, unless he catches him early, then your result looks more. Mine is I'm working on that. It's going to take him 3 or 4 rounds to get there, and then he starts reversing it and catching up.
I hope you're wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is I like when you're watching a fight, you want to watch something. So as much as I'm excited by the short ones, when you've stayed up, what you're going to do, you want at least 6, 7, 8 rounds to have you get to watch something. It's a 1-round KO.
There is quite a good undercard, quite a good undercard on this, though.
So, yeah,
to be fair,
it'll be pretty good. Okay, let us know what you think. You've heard our predictions.
Is Boots Ennis the next big superstar?
Yeah. At welterweight or just in general as well.
Come on.
Let us know.
I know he's got some fans out there, and I know he's got some haters, so let us know.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Do you think Avanesyan will lose? Can he beat him? And yeah, who do you think should fight in that division? Do you think Pacquiao should really be allowed in again the ring? I mean, as much as we love Pacquiao and you really love Pacquiao, I think we're both we don't think that. Exhibition match, yes, not for a world title fight.
No, it's not fair.
Although, how cool would it be if he won? It'd be awesome.
Wow.
It would be amazing.
I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, but yeah. Let us know. Like, subscribe, comment, all the usual goodness, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.